On the underground.
It's so easy for me to say it's so obvious for you, my heart keeps beating. I don't mind
To be a pet parent,
something about you that keeps me alive. How can I get to you this time? I won't chase you, I'll give you my heart tonight. I won't blame you, it's easy when I lose the fight. Keep me in your mind, I swear I'll do the time. Promise me we'll be alright. I won't chase you, I'll give you my heart tonight. You set me on fire, kept me burning inside. There's a feeling it's telling me to run, but I won't hide. I don't mind. There's something about you that keeps me alive. How can I get to you this time?
Very good morning, Mzanti. I hope you are doing good on this beautiful Friday morning, where of course you're going to be getting your energetic start to the day, accompanied by a daily dose of positivity. This is of course the Vooka Breakfast Show, and you know that we have a lot of things to unpack with you because it is Friday and it's time to activate that Friday mode towards the weekend ahead of us. Hopefully that you are ready, and of course you're having a great time and looking forward to the rest of this Friday morning. My name is MooCee, my man. I'm happy and excited to be with you throughout. Let's hang out. Of course, we are Vooka Breakfast Show. Right now, we are live on YouTube. The simple thing that you can do is just to click the subscription button, share the live, of course, with your loved ones, just to let them know that your best breakfast team is live and ready to kickstart things. You can also use the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show to comment down below when we are having, of course, discussions that want you to share your sentiments and your thoughts. And we are Vooka Breakfast Show on all social media platforms. On Instagram, it's Vooka Breakfast Show. TikTok is the Vooka Breakfast Show. Also on Facebook, it's the Vooka Breakfast Show. Of course, if you want to dial us in or send your voice note, the number to do that is 060-493-3226. That's 060-493-3226. Each and every morning, you know that we are dedicated into improving your bucket list so that you can travel, whether it's during festive time, whether it's during maybe you've taken a leave just to take that deep breath of fresh air from away from work. You know that we've got you covered with what we call picture of the day. Behind me, seeing your picture and you're asking yourself, what are we highlighting this morning? So this morning we are highlighting the Cape Peninsula, which greets us with the canvas of contrast. The Atlantic swells crash against the rugged cliffs, sending sprays of salt into the crisp air, while the calmer falls bayside glimmers like glass under the rising sun. Seagulls wheel above Simon's town, with their calls blending with the rhythm of fishing boats heading out along Chapman's Peak Drive. The road hugs the mountainside, offering breathtaking views where oceans and land collide. Finbo stretches across the slopes, splashing screens and goes against the rocky backdrop. A reminder of the Cape's unique biodiversity. At Cape Point, the lighthouse stands a sentinel, guiding ships past one of the world's most dramatic meeting places of sea and sky. Today's picture is not just a scenery, it's a living story of nature's power and beauty, a reminder that Cape Peninsula is both a destination and a daily inspiration. Speaking of inspiration, today we have a wonderful quote for you while you are looking at these pictures. You may not control all the events that happen to you, but you can decide not to be reduced by them. Those are beautiful and profound words from Maya Angelou, and we are leaving you with an inspirational message that will carry you throughout this Friday morning. And of course, as we move through the 17th of April, this quote reminds us that strength isn't about avoiding challenges, it's about how we rise when they come. Life will throw curveballs, delays, and unexpected moments, but your response is where your power lives. Stand firm, stay kind to yourself, and remember, resilience is built one decision at a time. Today, choose progress over pressure and pose over panic. Those are the beautiful words, of course, that are accompanied by the picture of the day that we have for you. Hopefully you will going to travel and use those words to enhance the experience that you are going to have. So that's all we have right now. What we're going to do is to take a short break and then of course give you some of your latest top stories making headlines this morning. So don't switch the dial. Once again, good to have you back. Now let's give you some of the top stories making headlines this morning. Starting off with your first headline, a 5-year sentence fuels Malema bias allegation. EFF leader Julius Malema has been sentenced to 5 years in prison for firing a rifle at 2018 rally in Mdantsane. The court granted him leave to appeal the sentence, allowing him to remain free for now. Malema and his supporters claim the ruling is politically motivated and shows judicial bias. Analysts says the sentence could affect his political role and the EFF leadership, while the state insists the decision is based purely on the law. Your second headline, Pastor confronts Helen Zille over Gaza and DA stance. A viral video shows Helen Zille being confronted at a public event over the DA stance on Gaza. An attendee accused the party of racism, white supremacy, and moral failure, demanding stronger action and support for international accountability. He questioned how the DA could lead while avoiding the genocide debate. The exchange drew mixed reaction from the audience and online, reigniting debate over the DA's foreign policy position. Your next headline, Mkhwanazi denies cash offer in Cat Matlala linked deal. Suspended Ekurhuleni Metro Police Deputy Chief Julius Mkhwanazi has denied receiving a cash offer from company linked to businessman Vusimuzi Cat Matlala. Testifying at the Madlanga Commission, Mkhwanazi said he does not remember a video showing a company director handling large amounts of cash allegedly meant to influence him. Commissioners questioned his denial, pointing to message and documents suggesting attempts to formalize relationships with private security companies. Mkhwanazi insists he never accepted the money and disputes claims of wrongdoing. That's all for your news headlines. Now heading over to your sports news, starting off with F1 news. F1 has shut down hopes of Indian Grand Prix return. Formula One has dismissed claims that the Indian Grand Prix will return in 2027. India's sports minister had suggested the race was coming back, but F1 quickly denied this. The sport says its calendar is already full and past problems, including tax disputes and financial instability, remain unresolved. India last hosted the F1 races between 2011 and 2013. For now, F1 says a return to the Buddha International Circuit is on the table. Heading over to your sports football news, fans slam massive World Cup transport price hikes. Football fans are furious over massive public transport price hikes for the 2026 World Cup in the United States. Reports say some return train tickets will cost over $100, up from $13. Supporters group and politicians have criticized FIFA, saying fans are being priced out of matches while the organization earns billions from the tournament. On your women cricket news, Wolvat eager for Proteas and Indian rematch. Proteas women captain Laura Wolvat says she is excited to face India again as the two sides meet in a 5-match T20 series in Durban. It will be their first meeting since last year's World Cup final, which South Africa's lost. Wolvat says the rivalry is intense and the series is a crucial preparation for the upcoming T20 World Cup. Heading over lastly to your football news, MooCee relegation worries grow after Chiefs loss. MooCee FC coach Alan Freese has admitted confusion after his side's 4-1 loss to Kaizer Chiefs. Defensive mistakes proved costly as MooCee slipped deeper into relegation trouble. Freese says the team is struggling to balance scoring goals and defending properly with the season running out faster. That's all we have for your sports and news headlines. Stay tuned for your news recap at the top of the hour. For now, if you want to share your thoughts, you can use the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show or send us your comment or your voice note on 0604933226. For now, what we're going to do is to take a short break and then we'll be back with your latest weather update and your market rates for this morning. And of course, it is exactly 14 minutes past 8 on this beautiful Friday morning. So what you're going to do right now, because the weather, of course, is looking a little bit overcast outside. So let us give you your current weather update if you are around these places in South Africa. So if you are in Johannesburg, you are currently experiencing 15 degrees with some broken clouds. And then if you're in Cape Town, you're currently experiencing 15 degrees with some overcast clouds also. And then moving on to Durban, you are currently experiencing 23 degrees overcast clouds. And then in Pretoria, you are currently experiencing 17 degrees with some light rain. And then when, of course, we head over to right here in Soweto, the heart of Johannesburg, the weather is currently at 17 degrees Celsius with some rain, of course, coming later on. So if there is some new developments when it comes to your South African weather services, we will let you know what to expect. But for now, please do make sure to wear something warm or carry an umbrella, because you might never know know what can happen on this Friday morning or maybe later today. So that's all for your weather update, and then moving on to your market rates, looking at how the rand is performing with other currencies out there. Let's start with the US dollar. The US dollar is currently trading at 16 rands 38 rands. And then the Great British Pound is currently trading at 22 rands and 19 cents, and the euro is currently trading at 19 rands 30 cents. The Japanese yen is currently trading at 10 cents in the moment. And then heading over to your commodities for this morning. Looking at gold. Gold is currently at 43,500 rands, and then a barrel of Brent crude oil is currently at 1,550 rands. And then if you're looking to, of course, purchase one Bitcoin, it will cost you 1,250,000 rands. So that's what we have for you in terms of your latest weather update and your market rates for this morning. We will be back, of course, with your new market rates and your weather update next week, Monday morning, same time, same place, right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show. So we also want to hear from you. How are you doing on this beautiful Friday morning? Because I am feeling excited. I I know that we are all waiting for the weekend to come, only for it just to be, snapped away from us. But we know that if you have great conversations that lead up to a beautiful weekend, that is not going to be a loss to you. So let us engage on all social media platforms. We are the Vooka Breakfast Show. Right now, we are live on YouTube. Not forgetting that if you want to listen to audio only, you can head over to the Underground Radio, and the Underground Radio is audio only. And of course, you can also listen using a website, which is www.undergroundradiodbn.co.za, and you can also get the app if you are using Android and also on iOS. It's just Underground Radio on both apps, right? So much interesting things, of course, are going to be unpacked right here. We want to hear from you. Share your thoughts with us. WhatsApp line is open for calls and it's open for voice notes. 060-493-3226. That is the number that you need to dial us on, right? I'm gonna repeat the number again. It's 060-493-3226. I see some of the comments have came through right there. The first comment came from Miss Q Rams saying, morning of Vooka Breakfast team and the Vooka Nation, have a blessed Friday. Thank you so much, Queen. I hope that you're going to be having a great, beautiful Friday morning right here. All right. So we're looking forward, of course, to unpacking these discussions with you, because there is so much that we are going to be unpacking on this beautiful morning. Of course, we started the day and we started the show with a picture of the day, which is the Cape Peninsula, that you need to go out and visit together with your friends and some of your family members. But another conversation I want to have when I come back from a short break is the expertise exchange. Right, if you were forced to teach a 30-minute masterclass on something not related to your job, what would it be? Right, you're just given that 30-minute and they're like, you know what, please, there's a class and a room full of maybe 100 to 150 people. Please teach them something that is not related to your job. What would that be? That is a discussion we're going to have when we come back from the break, and I want to hear your thoughts. So with that being said, let me just head over to the short break and then we will be back right after this.
It's up and down, I'm in a gambling phase. We're going round and round, it's a trampoline stay. Oh, it's like I never run out of breath, and I don't care if we make a mess. It doesn't matter what's coming next. So can we just be bonafide? Girl, you got me waking up confused, lost in time. Every moment tastes like summer. Can never get enough. Summer sugar kisses left left behind, and I don't wanna fall in love. Just wanna be yours. Can we just be bona fide? Can we just be bona fide? You're stuck in this situation and let go all inhibitions now with no intermission. Why are you so goddamn cold? Tell me why, 'cause you know this ain't no love. So can we just be bona fide? Girl, you got me waking up confused, lost in time. Every moment tastes like summer. Can never get enough. Summer sugar kisses left behind, and I don't wanna fall in love. Just wanna be yours. Don't wanna be your love. Let's keep it on the low, keep it on the low. 'Cause you know this ain't no love. I want you to be bona fide. Girl, you got me waking up confused, lost in time. Every moment tastes like summer. Can never get enough. Summer sugar kisses left behind, and I don't wanna fall in love. Just wanna be yours. Can we just be bona fide? Can we just be bona fide? Can we just be bona fide? Can we just be bona
You don't mean nothing to me. E-boys like you every dinner. I don't believe what you preach. You're just a rookie beginner. Hang out with boys in the street. Like that will make you a winner.
Of course, bringing you the great sounds just to get your groove going this Friday morning. It is, of course, beautiful music from Catnip, song titled Silverware. And with that being said, you know that we are still trying to get your Friday mode activated, and I hope these beautiful sounds will do exactly that. So, my friends and family, I asked a question before we went the break that if you were forced to teach a 30-minute masterclass on something not related to your job, what will that be? But before we get into that, of course, joining me for this beautiful Friday edition is Mr. B on the table. How's it going, my brother?
Nothing but positive vibes. It's a Friday. Happy to be here. Thanks, Mo. And yourself?
Yeah, man, I am looking forward, of course, to this beautiful Friday morning because, you know, when it comes to Friday, we are always looking forward and planning ahead for the weekend, right?
Yep.
In terms of plans. And I'm excited because I'm starting to redefine what is rest for me.
Yeah.
You know, rest is not sleeping, but it's doing something different that you have been doing for like the rest of your week. Right, so I hope that a lot of people are starting to learn that because they always complaining about fatigue, but not knowing that one of a secret to fatigue is changing what or how you do things on the weekend.
Yeah. I mean, I've once gone on holiday. I came back extremely tired. Extremely, right? Because I thought, it's my time to rest. And there was activity. So you're right. Rest is different.
Yeah.
And maybe we can try and categorize them to say there's rest where you are not doing anything, which typically you should do every night, where you sleep and revive and recharge your body. And then there's just lazing around, and then there's doing things outside the norm, right? So for me, there's those three buckets.
Very interesting. But now we are going to be taking just 5 minutes of discussing this interesting conversation I want us to have right now, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we're not going to spend the 30 minutes that you are going to be given maybe when you're doing a master class on something that you're not related. But talk to me. Let's talk right now. If you were forced to teach a 30 minutes masterclass on something that is not related to your job, what would that be?
I mean, I've got a lot of hidden talents.
Yeah.
And but wait, let me ask first. If it's something I once did, does that qualify?
If it's something that you once did.
Yeah. And it's not related to what I do now.
You do.
Yeah, I'd teach music, how to rap.
Okay.
Right? so for anyone who's looking for a rap masterclass.
So rap can be taught?
Yeah, it can be taught. Like, this thing is a science. And, I mean, it's not what I do now. So I think this qualifies.
Yeah.
So I would teach people how to rap. From everything, like the timing, the cadences, at what point should you double rhyme? At what point should you skip a rhyme and then rhyme it with the third line? So the first and the third. Yeah. So just like how you would get it in poetry.
Yeah.
Different stanzas, a 16, a hook, a bridge, how to record. Now I'm tapping into my job. But anyway, I teach people how to rap.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've done it in 3 languages. So I've done it in Zulu, I get it in Afrikaans, Gedoen, as well as English as well. Yeah. So it's something that I can absolutely write a book about.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think of something that is not related, because I really love, and like psychology, right? So more than anything, if I was given that, moment, because I don't think, we teach, but our job, of course, requires you to have a little bit of
knowledge, because there's no way you can teach something you have nothing, no knowledge about.
So the masterclass, I think, that I would have is about how the mind works, because it's so interesting how I have learned, when it comes to psychology, that whatever that you want to learn about psychology, you are going to be led to places that you want to go to in your mind, because people think there is general knowledge about psychology across all board. To say, when I learn about myself, I think this is what people should also learn about themselves, but that's the wrong way, right? And one other professor was like, psychologists are doing too much and digging too much into this subject to a point that they get lost in, the whole subject and the whole journey of them trying to think and find ways on why are human beings behaving like this.
Understand the human psyche.
I mean, as dangerous as it is, you cannot teach people to say, tap into yourself and do what you think. Because most importantly, you need to teach people about what you have studied deeply so that they cannot, get lost in the bandwagon.
Yeah, so obviously that has to do with regulating.
Yeah.
Because if CET, go with your thoughts, and let's say it's intrusive thoughts, harmful thoughts, then it means people will self-harm. Yeah. But instead of a 30-minute masterclass, get it here, we're talking about shadow skills that we have. Some people bake and all of that. So, as you know, weekdays I'm part of the patrolling team. And yesterday it hits me, Mo, that I really don't get the the thought process or the psyche of someone who's a criminal in the sense of doing house breakings, because for them it's a job, and it's something that they're working as well, and it's something that they have to do on a regular basis. The same way you and I report for work now, but they have to unknowingly so. So I'm talking to my fellow patroller and I'm asking her that, look, I really don't get it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I really don't get it, where you're always on the lookout. When you hear a sound, like you're always on the lookout. Have you seen a dog? an alert dog.
Yes.
Because the ears are up,
Yeah.
the tail is pointing up, and for one to remain in that mental state, I really don't get the psyche behind it. So maybe you can give me a 2-minute masterclass on criminals, man. Because there's a subject apart from psychology itself. There's criminology, which is a subject in itself. Guys, I know criminals. This is the way they think.
Yeah.
I've been a criminal myself.
Yes.
Kanjalo. So, yeah, that's the one masterclass I would really, really like to take, because I just don't get it.
Yeah. So one thing I would tell you is I think it's the keyword when it comes to everything. And the keyword will be environment, right?
Sure.
So there was a time where Nandima Dida, the wife of Six Bandwini, went on El Tito's podcast and spoke about how black women should protect and should support black men, right? And women came for her. A lot of women came for her and say, what are you talking about? Because these men are graping us. These men are doing such horrific
atrocious
things to us.
Yeah.
But another thing when you look at this is some people came in and it's so sad because people are exposed to different environments. If you are exposed to an environment whereby you grew up seeing men, being atrocious or being horrific to women, that's going to be your reality because that's what you perceive as reality.
I mean, that's also one of the things that for me, I struggle with because we more or less grew up in the same environment, but then you find that it's a split halfway.
Yeah.
There's people that are swallowed by that environment, and then some are like, I see what's happening and this is not what I want.
Yeah.
And then they choose a different path.
Yeah.
Same environment, but then 2 different outcomes.
Yes.
I don't get it.
Even coming back to a criminal, because when he is exposed to such activities for quite some time, that is going to be their reality on because criminals are not stupid to a point that whenever they sit down, they also do research to say, no, guys, I think this system is abusing us. So in order for us to gain from the system, we need to take from these people. Because
I see what you're saying.
If someone is having an income, a criminal will sit down and say, okay, that lady who lives there, she has an income. So if I would take her TV, it wouldn't hurt her because she can buy another one. And imagine if all of these people, the depth of that thought in itself, because it's not just a baseline thought, but there's a depth of it to say, okay, if this person is going to think like this, what more does he think about each and every day? Because each and every day he tries to find ways. Even if there's patrols, he's not going to say, you know what, I think these people are affected by what I'm doing.
Yeah, because that's the conversation we were having, that we cannot stop now.
Yeah.
Because every single day they wake up and check if are the guys still on business.
Yes.
And when they find that, yes, we're still on business, then it's like, okay, maybe let's go try elsewhere. But trust me, one of these days, if we do happen to slip up and not be there, we're going to feel the pinch.
Yeah.
We are.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's the one thing I really don't get about criminals in this sense, where they're always on the job card. Even if someone is just walking by, they're looking straight where they're headed.
Yeah.
But then you might find that the eyes are just lingering across. Okay, I see this, I'll come back. And then they take another walk up the street. That thing that I wanted is no longer there.
Yeah.
Or now there's someone, and it's data, it's analytics. Hey guys, this person, I thought every Friday they're leaving, but I saw movement today.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's that. But I would teach how to rap, and I would create a course. I mean,
I think there's a lot of things one would think about, because I feel like this one came to me because it's something that I think I'm starting to focus more on. But there are lighter things I think I would do in terms of teaching, and I'm trying to think of
what about
one.
a primary school soccer coach?
Yeah, because with coaching, I was thinking of, the whole psychology of the sports itself.
Sure.
Like that's the master class. Because
so you're bringing psychology
psychology into sports because we had I think it was a 1 hour conversation, an argument with my brother after watching the game Real Madrid and Bayern Munich, because so I was telling him about the psychology of handling such big matches, to say referees can use their emotion to control a game or to ruin the game in itself, right? Because people as fans will just swear and say, swear at players, swear at...
I've seen it.
But they don't understand the psychology of what really took the person to make a decision. There's a whole psychology that goes in between, right? So I feel like there's in each and every different field, or us as people, there's a psychology we apply, whether it's parenting, whether it's choosing a career or working at a certain job. There's a certain psychology that we apply. But very interesting, because
I've got thoughts for parenting a bit later.
Yeah. So Ms. Curams came through saying, I would teach journalism, writing in brackets, because I am very good at writing articles.
So you see, hidden talent says man. Maybe now you're a good baker. We don't know. Who bakers, man?
I mean, I've learned. It's a recent skill that I've learned, to bake.
To bake.
Yeah, but
also, you see, we're not talking about something that you just started, and then, there's a term called beginner's luck.
Yeah.
Yes, it's like my cake, you're shy, right? And then you go into business, you discover good name, man. It was just beginner's luck.
Yeah.
The same way you walk into a casino, you win, and then you think, no, let me go back, man.
Yeah.
And then that's where they capture you. So, do you think you are good, or it's like I sort of understand the basics, because someone can show you. I remember I was taught mac and cheese,
Yeah.
and I did it the same way, but then I was stuck because I couldn't explore outside what I was taught. So I can't really say I'm good.
Yeah.
I just know this thing,
The basics,
right? So I can't say, hey man, I'm a good cook.
Yeah.
So when I'm fundisa my scones, sure, but are you a good baker?
I don't think I am that good, because there's this thing of you eating cakes that are baked by other people and they taste very nice.
Yeah.
And one thing that I don't always get is how they get to do it, because I always try experiment to say, how do they do it? I've watched Cake Boss, and some of the things they just show you that I feel like even basic is not a word to use, but you're still there. You're still there. I mean, I can bake for people to eat.
You're a rookie.
Yeah. I can bake for people to have cakes in the morning with tea. Yeah. Not bake for events.
There's a difference.
There's a difference. Yeah, there's a difference.
That's fine about it. That's fine.
Because one thing is, I've seen that there are people who are good at teaching, but when they apply, it doesn't come the way.
Yeah.
It doesn't come the way they teach, because you teach people to become great.
It comes back to psychology. I mean, not to spend a lot of time on this subject, but a good teacher needs to step into the mind of the student.
Yeah.
And I've always said, Duguti, when the student is ready, the teacher will show up. The master will show up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, there's doing things at a small scale, and then, as you mentioned, it's now when you start expanding, it's like, you know what, right is all. Today they taste different.
Yeah.
So it means you have not yet mastered the craft of consistency. Yeah. One day the show is good. I mean, we're there, guys. We're there. Today the show is good.
Yeah.
Yesterday the show was good, and today it's a bit different.
Yeah.
Right. So we need to understand, okay, what is the secret recipe, the ingredients that make up this beautiful cake that we serve people on a daily basis.
And keeping up with the consistent. As we are wrapping up, of course, this conversation, we have some of the few perspectives right here. Two of them. The first one is the obsessive hobbyist. They choose something niche like history of the 90s, Kwaito, and why a specific movie is a masterpiece. They value storytelling and connection. They want the audience to feel the spark they feel.
Yeah, that's MooCee. Yeah, right. Because when we talk in MCU, Marvel.
Yeah, Marvel.
I hear the word MCU, Jati.
Yeah, MCU, that's combined to say there's parts and phases of the MCU that's coming. Avengers with different characters. Like,
hey, there's a spin-off then, the cameo. This one ties with that. I'm like, hey, guys, wait. You guys are true hobbyists.
Just watch movies, guys.
You guys are true hobbyists.
Yeah. Very interesting. And then the last one is the Vooka mentor, right? They find middle ground. They teach a life hack or a philosophy they've developed. They value growth and impact, in which I feel like, everyone is and should be a Vooka mentor, because more than anything, when you teach something, it's something that Einstein said, that when you teach something, you become better at it.
That's true.
You learn.
That's true.
And when you teach, you start to become better at something.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, it's something I've shared about the 4 stages of learning, right? So when you learn something, you learn it at surface level, because you're reading it and taking it in.
Yeah.
And then once you start to practice that thing, it takes on a different meaning.
Yeah.
And then thirdly, when you start to teach it, you reach a different level of mastery, right?
Yeah.
And then when you can do it, let's say, you are gone. You're gone.
Yeah, more than anything, we know that this is just more than a title. At its core, the expertise exchange reminds us that our value doesn't end when we clock out. We carry a library of knowledge that our colleague might never see. The value lies in realizing that whether it's a skilled lesson or a passionate one, the act of sharing it reveals your true character. You aren't just your title, you are the teacher of the things you love doing. So this morning, that is a conversation we are asking as we are wrapping it up. The question still stands: if you were forced to teach a 30-minute masterclass on something not related to your job, what would that be?
Yes, sir.
We are only left with 18 minutes till we hit at 9 o'clock on the dot. So what I'm going to do is to take a short break, and then we will be back with more to, of course, unpack. So leaving you with the great sounds of Finish Line, a track titled ISO Indies.
She says she need me like heartbeat.
Put you on trial. I was just a young child. Gave you 25 to life, all these years gone by. And you never asked why. All you did was pray to God, all you did was wait your time. Now you about to come home, and I'm about to have a child. It's gonna be worthwhile. It's gonna be worthwhile. Remember nights I cried, now we at the finish line. You was only 21 with a son on the run, no. You was living in the jungle. Got charged for a murder and some weed and a gun, no. You was moving like Rumbo. Did your time like a champ, never rumble. You was on the wrong path, you was young though. You ain't never let it break you, stay humble. We see the light at the end of the tunnel. I see the fire and the pain in my mama's eyes. I was just a little boy, I always wondered why. Cause you couldn't help raise me by her side. I was taught to speak the truth and never tell a lie. But I know you wasn't capable of homicide. You was just a real nigga, always down the ride. I thank God that he gave you a second time. You got caught up in the field, but you still alive. For the fam, yeah, I know you never jeopardized. All the time that you did it only made you wise. Collect call 30 seconds, yeah, I love you. Learned a lot of life lessons from my uncles. This a letter to my pops up top, and it's still fuck cops. I don't eat pork chops, no. ISO, we got the city on lock, it's going down, young jock, yeah. Then they put you on trial.
Time right now is 8:45, just 15 minutes shy from the top of the hour. So on a daily basis, we aim and strive to give you all things relevant that took place today in history, so that when you guys are at your work corridors, you can have discussions about these things. So Mo, you've probably heard, and this is one of the things that really baffled me about the book of Genesis. when I started reading the Bible for myself, it doesn't say an apple, it says a fruit. Ne?
Oh.
But we know that amongst us, Maskuluma, Tiwa Eve took an apple and gave it to Adam. Right? But it's not an apple. We don't know what kind of fruit it is. And there's been speculations about what fruit is it.
Yeah.
But anyway, speaking of fruits, right here in Cape Town, the first apples were harvested at the Cape of Good Hope. This was in April 17th, 1662. Guys, how do they know that?
Dating back an apple in 1662.
Right. But anyway, on this day, Jan van Riebeck recorded the harvesting of the first apple. See, that's the difference, recording, right? Grown at the Cape from a white Jean apple tree planted in the company's garden in Cape Town. So this moment marked the beginning of South Africa's first growing and agricultural export industry, which would later become a major contributor to the country's economy and global trade, right? Now, I've got a story about apples which really bothers me. So I'm still in primary at the time. My class teacher says she once took a trip to the UK.
Yeah.
And when she got there, she saw these beautiful apples, nice and big, very pleasing to the eye. And then she's like, hey, these are very, very beautiful apples and they look very different. And at the market that she was at, she was told that, no, these are imports. So now she's in the UK. She's being told that these apples are imports. And then she proceeded to ask, imports from where?
Yeah.
She was shocked to learn that those apples were imported from South Africa.
Wow.
Nice big apples.
Yeah.
Now, I understand, like if you were a farmer and the UK paid, let's say, 5 rand per apple compared to what locals are willing to pay. Obviously, when it comes to A-grade fruit, you would rather export those produce as opposed to sell them locally. But it's like, not even Woolworths keeps such apples. So these are like AA, like top of the range.
So we give
apples.
away good.
We give away good apples. And then we stay. I don't like what you just said. Yeah, we give away good apples. But anyway, the first apples were harvested today, April 17th, 1662.
1662.
Yes, you know how many generations is that?
I don't even know. 1662 is a very long time ago.
But also speaking of the number of days, so today is the 17th of April, and if you are keeping tabs as to the number of days that we've progressed throughout the year, today is the 107th day of the year, 107, right? And this leaves us with 258 days left until we close the year. So guys, time is moving. I mean, we've just completed the first quarter.
Yeah.
Right? So instead of New Year's resolutions, let's have these quarterly resolutions.
Yeah.
So now it's time to pull out the spreadsheets. Did you achieve what you were supposed to do? Because as it stands right now, we've got about 36 weeks that are remaining.
I mean, more than anything, I think I'm in a space, or I'm in a time where I feel like time should be slow. Like I feel like days could be longer, weeks can be longer, months can also be longer, because guys, what is going on when time flies like this? You know, I don't want to find myself in 2027 just like that. It feels like you wake up and you still remember what happened in 2026, and it's so funny. It's really so funny on how time, really, really flies. But I hope in the 250 days that are left, you can make an impact,
a difference. Yeah, absolutely.
A difference,
yeah. And then also on this day, there is light being shone onto World Hemophilia Day. And this is a condition where today they're raising awareness about hemophilia and other inherited bleeding disorders, right? So it is observed today on the 17th of April. So it was founded in 1989 by the World Federation of Hemophilia.
Yeah.
And it is observed in over 140 countries.
Okay.
So things like, gums bleeding, or because there's quite a number of conditions out there where this day basically raises awareness with regards to that. So the purpose is to improve diagnosis and treatment access, to support people living with bleeding disorders, and advocate for equitable healthcare worldwide. Yeah. So with anyone out there that's suffering from such, today is that day where it is being observed.
Hemophilia.
Yep, hemophilia.
Very interesting. Very interesting. And another one that we have is, I always find these days to celebrate very, very weird, and ask myself, guys, why do we really celebrate these days? I mean, yes, for some people crazy. it's but International Bat Appreciation Day. Look, why are we appreciating bats?
Right now we've got Batman as a movie.
No, we have Batman, but for some of us, we were locked away in 2019, 2020, 2021 because of these bats, allegedly.
Well, apparently, allegedly, it's because of some thing in the sea from Juan. Came from Juan. That's how the coronavirus came through. But Lema bats, I don't know. But yeah, there has been stories of bats that, carry these viruses, diseases, and so on. Yeah.
So this day, of course, in terms of being appreciated, they celebrate bats and their role in the ecosystem. And you might be asking yourself why it matters. So why it really matters is because bats control the insect population, and it also supports pollination and seed dispersal, and it also helps maintain a healthy ecosystem. So it's just to appreciate that we do have them, even if we have some of the rumors that they have spread this world disease that caused chaos, but we still need to appreciate them.
Yeah, and something interesting about bats is that obviously they are blind, right? And the idiom "blind as a bat" basically comes from there. But they also use this, I'll call it a technology, but it's been there, where they fire a certain sound, and then when the sound resonates and permeates throughout the air, it hits a surface and then it bounces back, right? And as soon as it reflects back, it then gives the bats visual as to what's in front of them and all of that. That's why when you see bats flying around, they're always changing course like last minute. That's because they would have gotten back that resonant frequency, and that's how they basically navigate. And funny enough, this was years ago. I was watching something on Oprah. I'm not sure if the boy was born blind, but then he's able to click his tongue, same thing as bats, and then it sends through that frequency, it bounces off a surface, and is able to tell you the type of surface that this is, metal, this is a tree, to the point where he even skateboards, but is completely blind, and it's just relying on this technology of being able to navigate the world through sound. Same thing as dolphins as well, right?
Very powerful on some of the days that we have, and we appreciate it. So if you know any days that is being celebrated out there, you can use the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show and let us know what is that day. And we know that we always try to shine a spotlight on people who are growing up. If you know anyone who is growing up and celebrating their birthday, you'd like to give them a shout out, you can do so by sending your voice note or use the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. The number to that is 0604933226. That's 0604933226. But looking into some of the celebrities that are growing up today, we have Victoria Beckham. Victoria Beckham was born on this day in 1974 in Harlow, England, and she is a singer, fashion designer, entrepreneur, and her rise to fame was through Global as a Porsche Spice of the Spice Girls. She successfully transitioned into a respected international fashion brand and cultural icon. Wasn't she the wife of David Beckham?
Absolutely. Absolutely. But I mean, she was a singer, and I remember, Spice Girls back then.
Spice Girls.
Spice Girls. It was a group. Okay. And I think, this thing of groups, it's seasonal, because there's a time where groups sort of like fade off and die off. In different genres of music. So Spice Girls, pop music, in the UK, they were very like a sensation worldwide.
Popular,
But
yeah.
now you also see a rise of these groups, more especially with K-pop. There's I'm forgetting these names, but
Beatles.
and 80s as well,
Yeah.
right? Not 80s as in 80, but they call themselves ATEEZ, the 80s. And it's groups. It's
Yeah.
groups, even with these younger ones as well. There's this movie about tantrics. There's a song Golden. Da-da-da-da, Golden. It's also a group. So I think, it's rising now. Lanem Zanziman, I haven't seen a lot of groups.
Yo, there's a lot of groups in Mzansi.
Really?
Yeah. Like, okay, for the modern era, I think we can, start with about the Black Motion. They have also splitted.
Nah, that's-
Jay-Z Disciples also splitted. Amaroto also splitted. And what was the group about Tembisiete?
Boom Shaka.
Boom Shaka.
No, but you see, that's like of old. I'm talking about new groups.
Now.
Yeah, now.
Ooh. We have. I
Okay,
don't
we still have my figures all up, but that's like a group that was established a while back,
The
right?
Soil. Yeah.
Yeah. So depending on the genre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very interesting.
Depending on
And
the genre.
another birthday that we have is Jennifer Garner, right, who's turning 54 years. She is an actress, producer, best known for Alias, 13 going on 30, and Juno. Recognized for balancing Hollywood success with philanthropy and advocacy work.
Yeah.
Know of Jennifer Garner?
I've seen the movie 13 going on 30, so I'm suspecting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very interesting. So if you know anyone who is growing up and you would like to shine a spotlight on, you can use the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show just to give them a shout out. So happy huge birthdays to everyone who is growing up. So 4 minutes till we hit 9 o'clock, but before we of course take a short break, we have the idiom of the day that you can use or that you can learn. So you're asking yourself, what idiom do we have? And
Not
also
idiot, right?
Idiot. It's not
No,
idiot.
it's not
No,
idiot,
it's
right?
not idiot. It's idiom of the day, right? I mean, you might be asking yourself, who's that idiot of the day? But for our idiom of the day, it goes back to what you were reading about history, which is the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Like, how frequent do you hear people using that idiom? The apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
It's usually with a bad connotation.
Oh.
Yeah, usually. Look, Yona, it's neutral, but usually it's when there's something bad. Uguti, bayafana lapha. So the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the meaning of this idiom is that children often resemble their parents in character, behavior, or values. So the origin of this phrase dates back to the 16th century and appears in various European languages, symbolizing inherited traits. Sentence example for this idiom is: you can see from her leadership style that apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Yeah.
It's the first time hearing of such.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
first
to what the
time.
apple
Never
doesn't.
heard of
Kushuguti, you're not that far off from your source.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you've got corrupt roots, this apple will be rotten as well. Right? But funny enough, speaking of trees and apples, I mean, the theory goes that Einstein, when he came up with gravity,
Newton, yeah.
right? Isaac Newton. So he was just sitting under a tree, a shower apple, right?
guys.
The apple fell, and then he asked himself, but hey, why is it that the apple fell downwards? And then it's like, hey, gravity, guys. And nowadays, anything that we don't have an answer to, we just say it's gravity.
It's gravity.
Yeah, no, it's gravity.
Yeah.
Because but in Australia, people are upside down. So what's keeping them to the surface of the earth? It's gravity, right? But anyway, at the time, I don't think he understood buoyancy and density, right? Because if you inflate a balloon with helium, it goes up, right? Because it's less dense than the air. And an apple, because it is more dense, it will fall down. But also when you speak about buoyancy and density, is that if you throw a rock, a manzine, it will sink. If you throw an apple, a manzine, it will float.
It floats.
Right? So I don't know, but let's just say yonke into is gravity. Hey, the storms, guys, gravity, guys.
Yeah, so that's the idiom we have for today, this morning on a beautiful Friday. The apple doesn't fall far from a tree. If you have any idiom you would like to share with us, please come through on the comment section. So we are, of course, a minute away from hitting 9 o'clock on the dot. A comment came through from Z Elizabeth saying a very good morning. Vooka mahle. It's a Friday, sivugile, and can't wait for a relaxed weekend. Wishing you all a blessed day on an amazing weekend ahead. For now, what we're gonna do is to take a short break, and then we come back. We will bring you your news recap that you missed when we began the show. So for now, enjoy some great music from King Sis, a song titled "Wanna Be Free."
Living for weekends, wishing I could take a break from this world. Running on a hamster wheel, but searching for something I can't feel. I just wanna be a lost girl and fly. Take a breath, feel my wings spread, levitate above the ground and make eye contact with clouds. Now I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free, finally, I wanna be free, finally, I wanna be free, finally, I wanna be free, finally. I always daydreaming, never imagined I lose my spark. Living in this crazy time, putting back the pieces of my mind. I know how to run from the dark and fly. Take a breath, feel my wings spread, levitate into the clouds. I'm so high above the ground. I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free, finally, I wanna be free, I wanna be free, finally, I wanna be free, finally. Higher to a bird, you, I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free, I wanna be free, I wanna be free, I wanna be free, finally.
Brothers and sisters!
Check this out.
High definition radio. The underground.
Shall we proceed?
Delilah, Delilah, why you wanna bring me so? Delilah, Delilah, why you wanna bring me so? I can tell you've been mixing from the sign you've been given. Hey, so dangerous, haven't you played enough? Don't be straight enough, don't be waking up. Fine, fine girl, she want me, give her my love, only till my love, she got me, she do me that, she do me. Fine, fine girl, she want me, give her my love, only till my love, she got me, she do me that, she do me. Delilah, Delilah, why you wanna bring me so? Delilah, Delilah, why you wanna break me so? down. Take time, take chance. Unwind, make plans on me. Come fly, come land on me. Go do, go dance. Take time, take chance. Unwind, make plans on me. Come fly, come land on me. Go do, go dance. Take time, take chance. Unwind, make plans on me. Come fly, come land on me. Go do, go dance. Take time, take chance. Unwind, make plans on me. Come fly, make land on me. Delilah.
Living for weekends, wishing I could take a break from this world. Running on a hamster wheel, but searching for something I can't feel. I just wanna.
And it is exactly 7 minutes past 9, and it's time for your news recap on some of the news headlines that you missed when we began the show. Starting off with your first news recap, Malema sentenced claims political bias as appeal looms. Julius Malema has been sentenced to 5 years in prison for firing a rifle at a 2018 EFF rally. He remains free after being granted leave to appeal. The ruling has sparked claims of judicial bias and raised political and legal questions. Malema was convicted under the Firearms Control Act and sentenced to direct imprisonment. However, the court allowed him to appeal the sentence, delaying jail time. The case has divided public opinion with strong reactions from supporters, analysts, and legal experts. What's next is the case now moves to the High Court on appeal. If the sentence is upheld, Malema could lose his parliamentary seat. The appeal process may take years, keeping the political and legal consequences in focus well into the future. Now let's news recap. Pastor confronts Helen Ziller over Gaza and DA stance. A public event turned tense when an attendee confronted Helen Ziller over the DA's Gaza stance. Accusation of racism, white supremacy, and moral failure were made, questioning the party's leadership and credibility. The viral clip has triggered strong and divided reactions online. The confrontation centers on Gaza and whether South African leaders should take stronger moral and political positions. It highlights growing pressure on the DA over foreign policy and human rights, as well as how global conflicts are shaping local political debates. What's next is the DA is likely to face continued scrutiny as the video circulates and campaigning intensifies. How party leaders respond through clarification, engagement, or silence may influence voter trust, especially in Johannesburg, where values and leadership credibility are under spotlight. Your last news recap, Mkhwanazi rejects cash bribe claims at Madlanga Commission. Julius Mkhwanazi has denied receiving a cash offer from company linked to Vusimuzi Cat Matlala. At the Madlanga Commission, he disputed the claims tied to a video and a message suggesting payment in exchange for official letters supporting private security operation. The case focuses on whether senior Metro Police officials improperly worked with private security firms. Investigators are examining videos, messages, and documents that suggest attempts to formalize these relationships outside official municipal approval processes. Mkhwanazi denies accepting any cash. What's next is the Madlanga Commission will continue hearing testimony and testing contradictions in evidence already presented. Further witnesses and document analysis may determine whether disciplinary or criminal actions is warranted against officials implicated in these alleged arrangements. That's all we have for you. If you you have any thoughts and sentiments, you can use the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show or send us your voice note on 060-493-3226. We're going to take a short break, and then when we come back, we are going to be unpacking a lot that you need to know on this beautiful Friday morning.
Said you needed space. Said you needed more time to think. So you went away. But you still would stay in my dream. Now you're back for more. Why you in my reality? My head closed the door. Even though my heart just won't leave. That was then, can't go back. Hurt so bad, had to block out the memory. If we try again, start from scratch. You wanna pick up where we left off, but you've been gone away. You've been gone away so long. Since you've been gone away, you've been gone away so long. I forgot your middle name, I forgot your birthday. You still wear cologne the same, like it in the worst way. You've been gone away. Since you've been gone away, you've been gone away. 50-11 days, 50-11 days, 50-11. I lost count of all of the weeks that you have your way. Wouldn't pick a fight when you'd leave. Now you're back for more. Did you find the healing you seek? Or did you realize that I'm everything that you need? That was then, go back, hurt so bad. Had to block out the memory. Yeah, start from scratch. You wanna pick up where we left off, but you've been gone away. You've been gone away so long. You've been gone since you've been gone away. You've been gone away so long. I forgot your middle name, I forgot your birthday. You still wear cologne the same, love it in the worst way.
It's exactly 14 minutes past 9, and you're still with us right here, giving you your energetic start to your day, accompanied by that daily dose of positivity. Hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show is the hashtag that you need to use. Some of the comments came through right there on YouTube from Z saying, happy episode, hashtag 255. The traffic is moving indeed, team. Keep pushing, hashtag to road 300 episode. Thank you so much. The work still continues. Then TK came through saying, good Good morning, Vooka Nation and the breakfast team and everyone. Happy Friday to you all. Hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. The hashtag to use, of course, to continue the conversation is the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. But of course, we know that we always keep you informed and we learn each and every day with some of the discussions that we have with our guests right here. So, interestingly speaking, we have two amazing guests that are going to be joining us with a beautiful conversation that I want me and you to learn from. So joining me is Ms. Dudu Makhatebe, founder and executive director from Revolutionizing African Creativity for the World, which is the African Pro.com, and alongside her is Vooka. Once again, guys, thank you so much for taking your time to join us right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show. Good morning, and how are you guys doing this morning?
We're doing great. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, viewers. Good morning, my people, Africa. My name is Dudu Khatebe, the director of African Pro.
Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you guys for having us. My name is Vooka. I am an employee at African Pro. I do live shopping. I'm a live shopping agent.
Very interesting. We are hearing the word, or the name AfricanPro.com. So, Sis Dudu, can you please take us through on what is AfricanPro.com?
Okay, African Pro, we are pioneering e-commerce in Africa.
Yeah.
African Pro is a global market where we sell.
Can you please bring the mic closer to you? You can just bring it closer to you. Yeah.
Yes, we are pioneering e-commerce in Africa. African Pro is a global marketplace where we sell market products for vendors and we create stores so that they can reach the audience, like global audience, because it's a global marketplace. So we're targeting individuals, small, medium enterprises, commercial companies within the continent, because now we will be selling only authentic African products. Yeah,
very interesting. And one of the words that we have been keep on hearing, and I know that for some of us, it's just a word that we hear and we do not understand, which is the word e-commerce. For someone who is listening right now and they just want a basic understanding of what really e-commerce is, what is it that you would say e-commerce is?
Basically, e-commerce is just selling online. So you'll be listing your products online if you are a vendor.
Yeah.
Or umama nje ozithungela impahla zasezayoni, or kasi brands, vendors like that, or street vendors.
Yeah.
They just use a system, a platform, like typical example I can say, like your Takealot. I think they're familiar with Takealot. And Amazon, which is a global marketplace. So I wouldn't say we're competing with Amazon. But then we're different because now we are focusing on what? Exports. So now we're only selling African products. So you can just subscribe on our platform. And there's a package where, according to your, business. With the business it's broad kangakanani, or establishment, with established kangakanani. Then there's a subscription for $2.99 where you can list only 20 products. So those are individuals, obviously, and small medium enterprise, it's $5.99 where you can list 50 products. And the list goes on. So now there is luxury, obviously, for big establishments like your Taga brands. Because we really want to take this thing to a global audience where you could see our influencers like Abu Kim Kardashian, using our products, our Posha M and all that, and probably even going to extend the mass where Ankara, it's a fabric, in Nigeria. You understand? So we're targeting the whole continent. So it's gonna be a one-stop stop. Beautiful. Because a mall for Africa, definitely. But digital. So,
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. So we are going to be getting much, of the details from you in terms of, how people can also get involved in this whole movement. But coming to you, Vui, for someone who is listening right now and watching, can you please, make us understand what really your role is?
What my role is.
Yeah.
Okay, so like I said, I'm a live shopping agent, meaning that I promote African Pro using social media platforms. Right now I'm currently using my social media accounts. For example, every day I become live on TikTok at Vooka. People can go tune in. I explain what African Pro is, and I actually make people understand how it can help them boost their businesses. For those who don't know what African Pro is, they can just join my live, and I'll be unpacking everything that they need to know about African Pro.
Yeah. So in terms of the response that you have with people, do you think people find it easy to use social media in these nowadays?
Well, not all of them find it easy, but most of them do understand. They do understand. Like I said, I unpack how to, get on our platform and actually how to use it. For example, most of our my peers see order on Shein, etc. So it's a thing that people do. It's a thing that people do. But now African Pro is only for Africans, right? It's a thing for Africans. It's like your Amazons, like Mrs. Tutu said, but for Africans.
For African people. So let's talk about the business concept as a whole, because we have been exposed to these biggest brands, international biggest brands. So if someone is trying to understand, especially African people, when they go through Africa Pro, they're trying to understand the whole business concept. What would you say it is, around? What is around the concept itself on where it is going, with the vision and the mission of this whole, business idea?
Okay. I don't know where, like, ngaibea is gangaganani, I need to be as practical as possible, because people they don't know, they don't have a skill to sell online, and they don't even empower themselves. Do you understand? So now African Pro, it's a marketplace. Like, typical example, it's not an in-store like that, like your ShopRite, Woolworths. But then it's a digital mall where you can just find so many products in it. Like, we've got a list of categories where you can get probably clothes, maybe. If you have a pet, we've got a category for pets, baby clothes. We have varieties, traditional wear, you will get automotive, you will get. We're also selling digital products, you get at African Pro, So creators, they must start creating. Do you understand what I mean? And so that we can sizofana namanyamazwe, like China. If you can see China, creativity yakona. And now it's time for us, and Africans, please start creating it, because now we have a platform. Do you understand? And the blueprint has been there. I don't want to lie. The blueprint has been there, and people, they need to understand that if you subscribe, we marketplace, right? There's opportunities. It's not like you will just list, or maybe ufake ama products wako we shelf. Like typical example, you will just if you have a product we vendor or resupply, you put a product yako a Pick and Pay. We understand, and depend with Pick and Pay, it will advertise your products. Do you understand? So now advantage e-commerce, marketplace. Uguti ena futhi, when we're talking about a global marketplace, we're talking about when you list your products. There are digital marketers. Now I'm educating you guys. There are digital marketers around the globe, because the blueprint has been there. Who will promote your product. So now it's just that it was an untapped market, and then we didn't have a platform in Africa. So now my followers mostly on my TikTok, affiliates, digital marketers from abroad, because they understand what is e-commerce, right? Now they are overwhelmed. They just see, oh wow, now the Africans, they created a platform which is african-pro.com. You understand? Yes, it's a new platform, but then it's just that we are pushing visibility now. That's why we're pushing PR so that we can be visible. But then we've got employees on board. Our headquarters, we've got like 100 people that you can engage with. So please, guys, try to engage with our people when they teach you about what e-commerce. So there is opportunities in our platform where you can be an affiliate, like Uvuyiswa, she's a affiliate, a African Pro, where she's doing live social shopping. Ekaya, you know, we're doing this thing remotely. Do you understand? But we're preparing to have our big office in Bedfordview. But for now, we're doing it remotely. And we've got a center that we are training people. We're using UJ. Right. So now we're pushing for Africans to be visible in a global scale. People, they will know about African products from crafts, you know. So many people, when I do my researches last year, this thing I started it from 2021. So when I was doing my researches, you know, because by background, I've been a sales agent for 15 years. And I've got a logistic company which is like 4 years old. So I have a background of warehousing and logistic, right? So African Pro will be using what Courier Guy and partnered with DHL to deliver our stuff. So the platform, it's seamless. Definitely seamless. We make it very seamless so that people will just easily navigate to subscribe. You understand? And if people, they have like inquiries and all that, we've got a support group where they will on the system, the WhatsApp support group, where they can ask questions and all that, and they can reach out to our platforms, which is, we are big in TikTok, and our handle is Lisa
at African.pro1
on TikTok.
Yes.
So now you can guys follow our page, but to be an affiliate, you just need a phone and Wi-Fi. And definitely we really need to partner with, because now our challenge is what we're experiencing. It's Wi-Fi. We need partners. You understand? Because I'm looking for 4,000 affiliates ASAP to start affiliating on the product so that we can push production.
It's like right now
as I'm speaking to you, the system, it's live. They can go to our feature, which is affiliate program or / reseller. So then they can apply there and follow the instruction. Then there will be a dashboard where it will updates them goods and how many orders they have made. So they can do what? Drop shipping. So what is drop shipping? I need to educate you again. Okay, everything, you know, what I'm talking about is digital marketing. So there is live social shopping, there's drop shippers, there's remote work, where you can just work while you are at home.
You're at home, Do you
understand? So now, while you are sitting there, kaya uma loga chikugut and awusebenzi or in, please empower yourself. Empower yourself, because this thing, it's a skill. You might know ukuthi kuthengiswa kanjani, but then to sell online, it's a different story. And your approach when you talk to people, you know, it's very important how to execute, you know, and engage with people, and you know, learn those techniques. You understand? I will advise people to go to TikTok, because there's a lot of digital marketers where they can teach you guys. Others digital marketers who empowered themselves, they're now charging. You understand? But the African Pro, we can teach you, because we will have webinars. We will have sessions where we will teach for free. You understand? And but our affiliates, they're getting commission, obviously. So for now, they will be selling subscriptions, because we want to onboard as many people. People, they must just be awakened. I cannot be stressing this enough. Africa, they must just empower themselves on the net. I cannot stress that. I also stress that on my staff.
Yeah.
I will train them, but even Nabo, they must empower themselves.
Yeah.
You understand? There's YouTube, there's tutors who can teach you, because you know what? Like her, a social shopper, you can earn from 100,000 a month while you are sitting at home.
At home, yeah.
Just being an affiliate. Do you understand? You can do it.
Yeah.
I believe in African people. You can do it. From South Africa to SADC to East Africa.
Yeah. The whole continent.
The whole continent.
Yeah.
We really need to push it and push this. And African Pro, because I was a sales agent, so on our package, I came up with the strategy of pushing sales, because we are behind, guys.
Yeah.
We need to push sales more than advertising. So that's why I am allocating live social shopping. So now, if you subscribe as the vendor, then we will be pushing your product.
Yeah.
Do you understand? It's part of the advertisement. Obviously, people will be seeing your product globally.
Yeah.
You understand?
True. Yeah.
And if I'm having like 4,000 sales agents online who's selling what products, and counting. You understand? So definitely we can do this, Africans, and start creating cars, start creating digital products. I'm even motivating young kids. At home, parents, please allow your kids
to start at a young age.
Yes,
Yeah.
10 years to create code. Start. There's like ebooks. They can create ebooks. They can create so many things. Checklist. So many things for businesses. We're lacking. Africans, they create. The vendors are lacking on marketing.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
We can create so many tools that you see, the AI tools. You understand? So you need to empower yourself, because most of the institution that we have here in Africa doesn't have tools like the tools that we need so that we can work in e-commerce. You understand? So it's only entrepreneurs who initiate these things. It's like e-commerce. It was initiated an entrepreneur like me.
Yeah.
As I have initiated African Pro. Do you understand?
Yeah. Can I just step in there and ask about the difference between an affiliate and a vendor? Because my understanding from what you have mentioned is a two-faced approach. So a affiliate is someone, let's say,
who promotes
youth
products,
who is unemployed and looking at earning an income, and a vendor is someone that is a product or service maker.
Yes.
So the first phase is you're looking for affiliates to recruit vendors onto the platform to list their products. And then the other phase would be a affiliate that is now selling all of the products that are listed on the website. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
100%.
Okay. Is there any other distinction that people need to know, that this is a vendor and this is an affiliate?
Okay. As I just try to niche or so practical as
you can.
Yeah, I can, because the terms, when you talk about drop shipping and all, affiliates, it's promoters. Yeah, they earn commission. You understand? And it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. If our suppliers, they are on their A games and start creating, so, and our exposure, another thing, African Pro now, when it's exposed in a global scale, because now we are still here in South Africa. Definitely, I've chose a marketing company. Yes, I've hired a marketing company. It's called Stack. I've been following the CEO from ages ago, so they're very good. So now they based in US. You understand? It's what I'm catering for our African people, because the blueprint has been made that side. So I didn't want to risk goods and to get marketing companies. It's not like I'm undermining our marketing companies from Africa, but then because the blueprint, they know how to market a platform globally and all that. So now that's why I chose a marketing company from abroad, right? So we will be marketable, we will execute throughout and penetrate throughout the continent. So definitely the brands, they must be very ready for African Pro. I'm talking about your minerals. We've got even in our category a sector where we will be selling minerals. So we're targeting mines.
So we're talking raw material minerals. Like, let's say, for example, I'm this
like coal, chrome. Yes, diamonds. Because we want to avoid this thing of black market. You can just get it at African Pro. Definitely, we are even inviting owner drivers to join us. Once we try, we escalate, because obviously there will be too much of movements, logistics, and all that.
And speaking of logistics, because this is a huge supply chain. Because vendors need to be trained on how to prepare themselves for selling across South Africa. So there's someone that creates beats and nani. So they need to understand packaging. They need to understand that when an order is out for delivery, these are the plastic materials that they need to use so that items that are fragile do not get damaged and all of that. So from the supply chain of training AMA vendors all the way through to deliveries, which you mentioned about DHL, the courier guy, and so on. The question is, when it comes to AMA setbacks, would see someone did not receive the order, or there needs to be a reorder or something of that sort. How are you looking at tackling such things in ensuring Guti from ordering all the way through to delivery?
The end user.
Which it happens without or with less challenges.
We have involved our 3PL, which is our outsource, which is courier guy. We trust them. They will do the work. Hence, we're just doing administration, right? But our head office, definitely we have our A game team from logistics side. We will definitely make sure that everything is like going in order. But then our courier guy, they have definitely a dashboard where the end user can navigate through the system and check with how far is the product and all that. And definitely when we go outside now, we're talking about when probably maybe a vendor from Accra or Kenya or Burkina Faso, when they listed their products, we definitely we will still make sure that the end user, maybe from US, gets their products delivered, because now Courier Guides is partnered with DHL,
which is global.
Which is global. So definitely, I assure Guti and the products will be delivered, because I've got a strong partnership with these companies who will make sure that they deliver. But once the volume goes up, definitely we will need owner drivers. It will be open for other owner drivers to partner with us.
There's a business opportunity for them as well.
There is a lot, because now we're targeting the whole continent.
Absolutely.
Once the volume goes up, definitely we will need more courier companies.
Absolutely. So when it comes to storage, because and I'm just borrowing a page from what I understand about the logistics. There is shelf life for certain products. So kuna products that can only be stored in certain conditions. Do not, leave it in direct sunlight. It's saying it's a low shade. So in terms of warehousing and storing izinto. Where are we on that front? Ukuthi, I'm a vendor, and I give you my products, and is it from, like, when someone orders, does someone come to me to pick it up, or I send through a select amount of stock to sit ku warehouse yakho, and then when someone orders, izosuka kuwe? So it's basically fulfilled from the the warehouse, or it's fulfilled from
the vendor to
the
DC.
vendor to the customer. So what are we looking like on that front?
Okay. Hence, I've just said, I've mentioned that I'll be using Courier Guy. Courier Guy, if you are a vendor, there's an order. Obviously, it will be up to you as a vendor. And do you have a transport? If you have a transport, you will take your products to the Courier Guy hubs, so that they can transport your products. It must go through their warehouse first, then to the end user.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it will be like that. And if you don't have a transport, obviously there will be a charge when a courier guy comes to your house.
Yeah. Very interesting. We hear that there's a lot of information, but what now needs to be highlighted is, for some people who are watching or who are going to be watching later, we know that unemployment is a very, very big issue in our country right now, and people are really seeking for employment, right? And we hear that when you attend or you get into the internship program, you will be guaranteed to be employed. So let's talk about the requirements that someone will need in order to join and get employed.
No experience, as long as you've got e-commerce literacy.
Okay.
If you don't have, obviously you need to empower yourself.
Yeah.
So you only need a tool, your phone and your Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
So I will just plead with maybe telecommunication guys, because now we will need these tools like your phones. We will need, for live social shopping, we will need ring lights, and we will need Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
I've seen what is this, Rain? They have a loop.
Yeah.
I would love to engage with probably Irania, so that all my sales agents, they wouldn't have a problem, because now we are facing load shedding and all. I don't want to put any of them as just but Missy production because of the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
So please, if Irene can help us with those tools, and but very soon we'll be launching, right? Our production company is busy preparing for our launch, so we will really need partners, banks. They have many they empowering many SMMEs. You understand? So according to my research, SMMEs, they usually go to marketers and do my exhibitions, but I don't know, they're not selling because they're complaining. I remember I went to Kalaga Estates, and it was I attended there maybe for 2 hours. When I was telling everyone, I've just seen myself selling, because now I had to introduce African Pro, and everyone was giving me like business cards, which we want to onboard, want to onboard. Do you understand? Because we want to upscale. Even I was approached by engineering companies, they will say we are rendering service. We want to be exposed within the continent and all that.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, for now, I just spoke to my web developers. Yeah, we're trying to add that feature where, your catering company, we can just render a service for them, So, but for now, we are focusing on physical products and digital products.
Yeah.
So, guys, I'm telling you again, Africans, please start creating products because the platform is here for everyone.
Yeah, very interesting. And for people who are listening and watching, I hope that you had that message that the opportunity is now. And of course, grab it for yourself and your loved ones and people that you know. But before we wrap up this conversation, we have had a lot of people saying, tapping into the creative industry can be limiting and it can be also for certain people. As you're mentioning that you need to have like a Wi-Fi or a phone to yourself. So who is this for? Is it for people who are only accessible to the Wi-Fi or someone who is in a remote area, like in maybe in the rural area in Northern Cape, KwaZulu-Natal, Northwest? Can they be on board when it comes to this?
Everyone can be on boarding on this because you don't have you don't need to go to any experience. You understand? So now it's just empowering, and familiarize yourself with people who sells online. You understand? Don't be ignorant. You understand? Try to push yourself and know more how to sell online because there is definitely money. We mustn't know how to only buy online. You must know good and you can like have a salary. You understand? And you can be an affiliate and work as abantu abaya emsebenzini in 9 to 5. You can do it. You can do it remotely. So even if you are in rural areas, you can also do it. It's possible. Hence, I'm saying, I'm pleading with what telecommunication to provide us with pocket Wi-Fi because we're having problem with this thing of load shedding. And another thing, data is expensive. So please, they must give African Pro affiliates a discount, please. We need these pockets Wi-Fis. I mean, if we're going to order now 4,000 pocket Wi-Fis or maybe Rain, that loop product of theirs, so that our affiliates can use it because really we need to push production. African Pro, it's about pushing production, selling products. More of as an influencer will advertise products. No, our social shoppers, live social shopping agents, they selling products, not advertising but selling products. So we are about to push production. So we go to AMA industrial places, companies are creating, And another thing, we want to partner with banks because obviously when we talk about global, we're talking about upscaling our businesses. So there will be a challenge for my vendor, all my people, street vendors, they wouldn't have money, but definitely I know banks, they are crying goods and people, they are not meeting the requirements and all that. It's because of we are not knowledgeable. The vendors, they are not knowledgeable about tools, But now I think they are like companies like Yoko, they're using those tools, for them, so that they have their proper financials, so that if they can ask for money at the bank, then they will qualify. Do you understand what I mean? It's just that they were. What was the challenge? The way I'm seeing things, the challenge was a system for marketing, which is now they have a system marketplace. And for financials, there must be a tool that they are using. Like we are using Sage, you understand, for records and everything, so that if we go to bank and lend money, everything financially, it's like up to date with SARS and everything. We're using Sage. So they must use tools like that so that they can be able to lend, like a loan money. Loan capital to upscale our businesses because now obviously the capacity will overwhelm them.
Very interesting. So for someone, of course, who is listening, how can they subscribe and become on the boarding process, especially for the vendors?
Our website, it's african-pro.com. You can subscribe. As a vendor, you need compliance, right? Since we are here in South Africa, we are using CIPC documents, and your ID, just to verify for verifications and and obviously you need to comply.
Yeah.
You know, and then we've got our African brothers and sisters who are also selling, right?
Yeah.
They've got their permits from their countries, so they are more than welcome to upload their compliances too. And then we've got individuals. Capitec, I think they have an account for small medium enterprise.
Yeah,
they can just go to Capitec. You know, now I'm selling Capitec. Yeah, you know, Capitec, you must come on board.
Yeah.
Sponsor us. You know.
Yeah.
So now, they must have that document as a sole trader.
Yeah.
To upload. As a compliant, you know, as individuals. So now I'm talking about beads or doing crochet, you know. Now you need to comply. You understand? So that we can verify you are authentic or you're not an AI. Yeah. But it's just that compliance. And then about SARS, yaziwa as a vendor. You must comply for
tax
it,
number and everything.
And all that,
tax,
But it's not that compulsory African Pro, but definitely your certificates. And obviously, Anget will be selling food. So, SAPS certificates, you need to comply. You need to comply, guys, because now we are going global. Global audience, they see zebras, they see you know, lions here in Africa, but then there's nothing like that, you know. So we must make sure we are genuine, and we will sell the food that is permitted, that is compliant, you know. So we need all of those things, those documents, you know, to be uploaded so that you can be part of the African Pro. Yeah. But other than that, African Pro, it's a seamless platform. It's nothing difficult. I could see other marketplaces, they will reject you and all. Now, African Pro, it's about Africans, right? And another thing, please bear with us, since even African, Nati, we will bear with you. Be patient with us. We just started, but we're gonna push. Definitely, we're gonna push. We're gonna push together, and we're gonna reach a global audience. Definitely,
it's a movement more than anything.
It's just that we are not visible, but now we will definitely be visible.
Very interesting. So in the last, of course, 5 minutes that we have, let me bring you back into the conversation to say, for someone, of course, who is wants to be convinced, you know, to be part of the movement, what, you know, words do you have for them?
What words do I have for them? I'll just explain what African Pro is. So, like I said, Usis Dudu said, African Pro is a platform for businesses and individuals. It's a platform that empowers businesses and individuals all around our continent, right? So it's a platform like I said, like your Shein, your Temu, etc., but for Africans, meaning that even if I'm in Nigeria, I'm able to order a mushroom from Soweto, right? And then I mean, it's a big thing. It's a big thing for Africa. It's what I believe Africa really needed, right? So it provides space for businesses to sell, it provides space for businesses to create, and it also provides space for businesses to actually engage with customers that are near and customers that are far. We are speaking about street vendors. Umamuteng Sekoneni, who sells amakip is only known by abantu abamaziyo there. But when you are in an online platform, everyone else gets to see you, right? Meaning, if I'm a fashion designer and I have a local brand, someone in Durban can actually order what I sell, like Soweto, what people only knew in my turf. Now everyone else around Africa gets to like order what I have. So it's a good thing for sellers and also buyers around Africa.
It's very interesting because I can tell you that you are on the right direction. So what is happening on social media right now is big brands, you know, from across all over the world, they're starting to use what they call the geo-positioning, right? So you would have, like, for example, I watch a lot of sports, right? So teams will create accounts that are positioned to specific people and positioned to specific African people. And now that also connects the international people too. So what you guys are doing, I think it's simply on the right track, and you guys in terms of going globally, you are just right there. But in conclusion, let us reiterate on how people can also join and all of the social media platforms and the website.
Okay. Our website address is african-pro.com.
Yeah.
And then our TikTok account.
TikTok handle is african.pro1. Yeah, the african.pro1 on TikTok.
Okay, so it's only TikTok and the website that they can
Yes.
visit right now.
Also, when they go on the website, when you go on Google and write African-Pro, there are many African pros. Not African pros, sorry. There are many, Google shows many.
Yeah.
So they need to look for the one that has African map.
Yeah.
The one that has the African map is definitely ours. They can just
With the-
hop in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then any number that they
With the
need to call?
finger. It's 083-552-1002.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with that being said, Sis Dudu and we thank you so much for your time. It was really, really appreciative of you guys coming in and sharing, this informative information that a lot of people need out there. Yeah. One last thing? No, I hear that there's something that you want to before we close off. It's fine. You can say. What is that? Yeah.
Sanibonani bahlali, it's Rebecca Mabaso. To Usis Dudu, no Vuine. Guys, may I please have subscriptions with Aingak? How many subscriptions do we have as the African Pro? And how
do they work?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, before we close off, so African Pro has 4 subscriptions.
Okay.
All right. The first one that we have is called eBronze. Now with eBronze, it only goes for $299 monthly, and it takes 20 listings, meaning that you can advertise 20 products of what you are selling in your business, right? And then Enye Nayo is Silver, which is the most popular one, for $599 monthly, and it takes 50 listings, 50 products of what you're selling, 50 products of what your business is offering. And then e-gold is $999 per month, and it takes 100 listings, meaning you can show us 100 products that you're selling. And then the last one that we have is luxury. Now, luxury is for the big bosses, the big businesses. It goes for $1,999 per month, and it takes unlimited listings. Like I said, it's for the big bosses, so you can show us unlimited products that you are selling.
Oh man, very interesting. Thank you so much for that. But with that being said, 3 minutes till we hit 10 o'clock on the dot, and we were just in conversation with Ududu Khatebe and Uvuisa from AfricanPro.com, which is a pioneering e-commerce marketplace at the forefront of cultural and economic revolution, connecting the world with the richness, diversity, and creativity of African fashion, art, books, and culture. Launched with the purpose of bridging the gap between local African creatives and a global audience, AfricanPro.com is not just a marketplace, it is a movement to elevate African excellence on the digital and the global stage. And of course, may this reach a broader audience and so many people out there, man. Yep, Bonga Tina on the Vooka Breakfast Show. As of course, our beautiful Friday edition, that's where we're going to be calling it quits, and see you next week Monday, same time, same place. Take care, and of course enjoy the rest of the weekend.
So don't you tell me I am selfish just because I look out for myself. I've been happy, working hard, so I won't have to cry when I'm older. I could have done this or that. I remember when I used to. Don't do it 'cause it doesn't work. I'd rather tell her, shoot your shots. I did it, so I know you got this. We're all living one manifest. You'll get your dreams, just do your best. So don't you tell me I am helpless just because I'm searching for myself. I've been happy, working hard, just so I can say I told you so. I told you so. I don't need your approval to be myself. I got that on myself. Gracefully, gotta keep it cozy. I'ma take it slowly, one step at a time till my time is up. Why you stay mad at me? We gon' make mistakes, we gon' disagree. Are you so proud of me? If you just wait and see, you gon' ride. So don't